I've came to a realization with the music that I listen to. It's kind of lame. No, I'm being for real right now. My music that I listen to, the Japanese music from the 80s, it's kind of lame. I guess you're wondering why. It's not because it's boring or uninteresting lyrically. I just took a look deeper at kind of what city pop is and what the entire genre kind of represents. And it really surprised me. This entire stratosphere of like Japanese music like this, you know, Plastic Love, Maria Takeuchi, Tatsuro Yamashita, I think that not enough people kind of realize the reasoning behind that music's existence. So during the 80s, Japan was in an economic boom. And a lot of the music that was playing and being made at that time was like very dreamy and very like upbeat and trying to like capture that moment of history. That's something that I really like about the Japanese music I listen to. It's very upbeat. A lot of the stories that are being told inside the songs sound like love stories or like something happy, you know, it's like celebration a lot of the time. It's like the music that the people in the 80s used to listen to and enjoyed, like Maria Takeuchi, you know, the big names and stuff like that. That music was to them like cheap, kind of like normal rock pop music, right? But now to us, or to me, a fan of city pop, when I listen to this music, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Like a whole nother foreign country of like people like making new, you know, music and like culture and sharing it. This is amazing. But then I'm listening to the lyrics and I'm listening to the motifs and just kind of the whole reasoning behind the songs. And I'm like, is this just pop music? And I'm not knocking any specific artist or any specific album or anybody who listens to city pop in general. This is my introspection. The music that I listen to, I'm going to talk about this band called the Sadistics later, has like close to no history and anything about it. Like I combed through this entire band's history. I was like, this band is awesome. I love them. When I listen to them, I'm like putting them on the pedestal of like city pop. I'm like kind of realizing that that's not what music should be about. I feel like we all, or me as a city pop enjoyer, kind of like had this emotional connection to the music that I was listening to because I thought it was like foreign, it was special. Like, wow, I'm like the only person who's like listening to this and this is so cool. Look at my physical copies of my music. Like, I want to show this off to people so that people know that I'm in this specific community, that I'm a part of this, and that like less so much that I'm appreciating the music, more the emotion and feeling of like owning a foreign disc or being like, I collect foreign CDs, right? That's not what it's about anymore for me. I listen to music by, I think his name is Kazuhiko Kato, and Kazuhiko Kato in 2009. I didn't realize it, but he was a member of the original Sadistics band, Sadistics Mika band. So I'm thinking about all these artists and all these people that I'm listening to, and I'm like, why do I listen to them? What makes them so special or so important to me? And then I kind of just like go through a lot of the lyrics and a lot of the things that I'm listening to, and I'm like, man, I've been listening to like a lot of like really painful, like love, like sad music, and I didn't even realize it. Like having a language barrier while you're listening to music, it's difficult because you don't really understand the emotion or the things that are being said, and it can leave you in a little bit of a situation where you're listening to something but you don't really understand the meaning behind it. And I'm not saying you have to do that for everything. There'll be schlocky pop music that you can listen to whenever, put it on, right? Again, this is my introspection, right? So listening to his music, listening to the way he sang, and just like enjoying his artwork and his entire discography, I kind of just realized that like, oh, I like this guy not because he's Japanese or not because he's in the genre of city pop. I listen to them because the songs that they sing and the things that they say in the songs are beautiful, and I love the way they sound. And it's not so much about that I'm in the city pop group and that like, oh, I own the CDs and everything like that. It's more that I actually enjoy the music. So I want you to ask yourself, do you actually enjoy the thing that you're listening to? It's like almost a different experience because the emotions and the things that are happening in the song, the way that the music moves and, you know, differentiates itself. It's like, it's so different. I think that, in my opinion, if you want to enjoy the art that you collect more, you have to understand why it was created. When you really get down to it and you see what the artist is like trying to creating and the artist is like feeling as he's making the music, you realize that maybe you're missing the point. And maybe I'm missing the point with a lot of my collection. I don't want to collect music just to be in a group, be and feel like I'm a part of something. I want to collect music because it's artwork and it belongs in my possession. It's mine. It's like, I want to be able to experience it again, the feeling of like listening to it. I know this sounds like it doesn't matter. Like, it's music, who cares? But to me, it's really important. I think that if you look at any piece of artwork, if you look at any sort of famous painting, anything like that, there are things that that artist puts in there that you will understand visually by looking at and just like catch it, right? You'll see like a little flourish of like the brush. If you see a painting in real life, you can see like the texture on some people's, like the way they use the thickness of the paint to like get the image correctly. And so when I compare that to Japanese music and just like foreign music in general, I'm like, are we just looking at a picture? Are we just like imagining like, this is what Tokyo was like in the 80s? It was so cool. Or are we actually appreciating the beauty and the sound and the creation of these artists? The truth about city pop is that you can enjoy it however you want. But for me, I'm gonna take more time to understand it more deeply. I'm gonna research the bands, and I think that I'm done thinking that just collecting music and just having the music makes me an actual listener of the music. The way that you actually own a book is you take that book, you read it, and while you read it, you go in and you write between the margins and you put your thoughts down, and that book is yours. For music, it's a little bit different. It's hard to like explicitly write down or like put down your thoughts, right? This is something that I could talk about all day, and I just want you guys to know that I'm not putting any pressure on you to change the way that you do anything, right? Again, this is introspection. I know that whenever I listen to a song now, I'll listen to Sadistics, I listen to Kaide, I listen to Lamp, I listen to all these people. I'm gonna want to understand what they're saying. Because music, to me, is not about, oh, the drum line is like really good, or like this like makes me feel good in a certain way, right? That's completely fine. Like, there's songs like that. There's a lot of music like that, right? But I'm gonna treat it as what it is, because it's art. And art deserves to be observed, it deserves to be understood. You know, it's like you're taking a picture of the Mona Lisa and then you're slapping it on your wall, and then you're like, what? It's the Mona Lisa, right? I'm gonna leave you guys some recommendations for songs to listen to and some artists to check out who are not as well known in the city pop genre. These are artists that I feel like, even though their music is still in that 80s vibe and 80s time, it kind of separates itself a little bit from the whole city pop and the whole, you know, this is like trying to be 80s and like futuristic and nostalgic type music. Really understand the era and the time period and the culture and everything surrounding the things that you listen to and enjoy. It will change your understanding of it, and it will make it so that you can enjoy the piece much better than you could ever think so before. Because like there just is a language barrier. Like, language changes the music so much. I really want to enjoy my stuff better. And I think you should too. So you can learn, and so you can grow, and so you can become a happier and a more content person. Or if it makes you happy and you don't want to do all that, just keep listening to music the way that you originally want to. This is Matt from the Alive Company. I hope you learned something, and thank you for watching.